Hi, this is one of the high priests of Khonshu Ray from Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. We're proud members of the collective, and you're listening to fellow collectives, the Capes and Lunatics podcast. Enjoy.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Tonight. It's a Thursday night. We're all tired. We're all cranky. We're coming for you, Slot. We're coming for you, Bendis. And who knows who else is going to make our list. No soup for you. Capes and Lunatics starts right now. Episode 55. That's right. Get on the Capes and Lunatics highway. We're going 55! Unless the cops aren't looking, then we're doing 70. All right.
Are you like personally spying on me? Because that's literally what I do.
What? Oh, I always do when I'm speeding. But yes, I am Phil. That reckless Canadian up there is
Lil Hellfire reporting for duty.
And the man, the legend from New Jersey.
The reckless Canadian down here.
The staff.
Charlie the Professor Essa. Hello. How are ya? I'm Charlie.
I wanted to throw this out to you, Charlie, before I forget. So I'm sure everyone, unless you've been living under a rock for this week, you saw the big Roseanne news.
I'm sorry, the what?
Roseanne.
Oh, Roseanne. Yes.
Roseanne got racist on Twitter, lost her show, cost a bunch of cameramen, cost a bunch of cameramen their jobs.
I'm going to say this. Here's what I'm going to say about the whole Roseanne concept. ABC actually, somewhere along the line, said, "Oh, this was a mistake" when they did the show. And
they signed them on for 2 additional seasons. They were like, "Oh no."
Yeah, because here's what I'm going to tell you. Not only did they kill the show, they killed the reruns.
Oh yeah, they took off everything. Yeah.
And TV had just started them too, so that's crazy.
And Bill Cosby still has a show.
Does he? I saw some people saying that, but I thought once his trial was going through, I thought all those channels pulled his show.
I thought I saw some reruns on BET or like Central.
Yeah, I've seen some Cosby show. I was watching the Cosby show the other day because it's still a great show.
I think a bunch of channels pulled it, but I guess not everybody did.
Well, yeah, and possibly people are going to buy the Roseanne in the aftermarket, but I get the feeling there's something way more going on here.
Well, I was reading today. I guess they were saying, this isn't like the first time with the Twitter and stuff. So I guess maybe this last one was the last straw.
Oh my God! As a former publicist, I was like, she's literally going for the Ambien excuse. No, nobody's used that.
And did you see Ambien tweeted to her? They're like, don't use us as an excuse to be racist.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to say is, I actually think she wanted out of her contract for some reason because it's such a ham-fisted thing to do. It's basically daring them to fire her.
But if you look at her Twitter period, though, it's kind of been like that since she came out supporting Trump. So
she was doing this. She was doing this before the show too. I think she just doesn't have a filter.
I mean, it's entirely possible. Honestly, she's had issues. This
the
is
burnt
not.
Jew cook. Like, come on, this is Roseanne.
Please let us not forget her national anthem event.
My ears are still ringing.
Back when people got offended at white people disrespecting the national anthem, because she got tons of flack for it back then. Don't forget. People think,
I'm old enough to remember.
Yeah, people said no one gets. No, I remember that. People were, Now me at the time, I was like, well, she's doing a satire. I got her gig there, and I got, who asks Roseanne Barr to sing your national anthem? She's not Pavarotti, I mean, it's like you put her in there, So I got that she was doing a comedy national anthem because someone asked a comedian to sing the national anthem. It's very different. If she had been a music, like, I'm sure Weird Al Yankovic would do a fantastic national anthem. But
you just mentioned Weird Al, and the other day I saw the Teen Titans where he did the voice of Darkseid.
Oh, he's. wish I was as evil as Weird Al.
The Titans encounter Weird Al Lilith, and he's got the gravelly voice, and Starfire's like, "Would you like a lozenge?" She's like, "Thank you," and he takes it. And it's Weird Al after the lozenge, and he's like, "What is it?" He's like, "I'm so evil, but I'm not half as evil as Weird Al Yankovic." And Cyborg's like, "You take that back. He said the man's a national treasure."
No, but things like that are why I do think Teen Titans Go to the Movie is going to be like Avengers 3, a $2 billion film.
Yes. He's gonna get it right finally.
Well, they will. Because you know what? They always get it right on their properties that they aren't paying attention to, is what I'll say with DC. You know, I think that's why their TV is actually so, generally speaking, better, is because I think that DC was like, who cares? It's TV. And so they let actual writers and creatives make some interesting choices with it.
They don't Snyder it up.
Well, they don't disrespect the source material.
He is worse than Zack Snyder.
Take that back. National treasure.
Well, hey, it's not the Inhumans.
True.
You know, I was realizing today I've never read a good review of the Inhumans.
Why would you?
He's saying even Disney couldn't get somebody to
They couldn't even bribe any. They couldn't bribe anyone.
somewhere.
Oh, that's the tagline. It's so bad you can't even bribe people to compliment it.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like so for example, Cloak and Dagger. I've seen good to middling.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
Reviews.
Charlie, when we're done here tonight, go set your DVR. Yeah, it starts Thursday.
Yes, I know. I've been worried because I've been seeing all the pre-reviews come out. It's like, did I miss it? No, but then I put on Freeform today. It actually said next Thursday at 8. That's this 2-hour season premiere, and I'm excited for Cloak and Dagger. I think it's going to be good.
I set the DVR, but no. The reason I brought up the Roseanne thing is like all these shows are saying, "Oh, you got rid of Roseanne, ABC. Replace it with us." You know what fans are clamoring, saying, you know, you should replace Roseanne with
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Close, Agent Carter.
Oh well, yeah.
Isn't Haley Atwell doing something else though?
Yeah, but I thought she liked doing the show.
Well, I mean, no. She had a show and that got canceled. Her show got canceled, so she's free. Ben,
I mean, she's
me a napkin.
find something for her because that's not Agent Carter. That's the piece that costs more money. You know what I mean?
I think Disney can make a convincing offer.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think they would be smart. Actually,
you get. I mean, it only had 2 seasons. It's fresher than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No offense. And 2, we can always say, hey, look, we took a woman off the air. We replace it with another female-led show.
Well, actually, what I've heard is that if they really want to replace it with anything, they should try and woo One Day at a Time off of Netflix.
Well, I saw people were even saying,
which is the leftist version of One Day. Although they have conservative. Actually, I think one of the characters on that is a Trump voter too.
But I saw people saying, you know, since Roseanne owns the show, take John Goodman and Sarah Gilbert and the others, create a new show just with them. So, you know,
it's called Roseanne's Family, like they did Valerie Harper in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, but Roseanne owns at least part of that, so you have to make like a brand new, you know, it's not the Connors, it's whoever.
Character names, she has claim to that as a co-creator of that show.
You'd have to create something.
I would support Metcalf all day long, her own little show.
What you do is you take the Tom Arnold character from the show, and you just have him you have him and Dan finally come out and admit their one true love for each other, and then it's called Tom and Arnold.
You don't want Tom Arnold near any of that. I mean, I heard an interview with him a couple weeks ago. I heard an interview with him.
Turning into back when he had his episode. That's all.
I heard an interview a couple weeks ago. I don't know if he was drunk or high. I mean, he's talking really fast. He was telling people Sarah Huckabee had a glass eye. It was all nuts.
She might have a lazy eye. That's something people have. There's no shame in it.
Oh no, did I say lazy eye? He said she had a glass eye.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, people often confuse a lazy eye for a glass eye. A glass eye stays fully motionless as you move. You do the Columbo thing. But a lazy eye actually does have some movement, but it moves slower. And
that's
honestly, if you have a glass eye, that's not the end of the world. I mean, Peter Falk, one of the greatest television actors in history, had a glass eye.
Oh, really?
Wait, you did not know Peter Falk had a glass eye?
No.
Did you also not know that Sammy Davis Jr. had a glass eye?
I don't think.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I guess
Youngin.
You kids today, you don't know your history
blah, blah,
of differently abled American actors who have achieved greatness and performers who've achieved greatness throughout history. Yes.
The ocular challenge. challenged.
Well, as Thor says, I clearly can only see 3 of you. That's a Toon Sandwich callback. Because my kids love Villain Bowl. Toon Sandwich, watch it. It's crazy. It's Australian, which actually makes perfect sense that they do the Marvel parodies because all the actors are Australian, so British or something. I don't know.
Was there really much of anything else on TV this week? I know Lilith and I. You and I covered that the other night. Yeah, the last 2 episodes of Lucifer, which were just. I mean, they were all right, but they were just wasn't like a proper ending.
Yeah. We need closure. A movie. I told the fans, get you a Kickstarter, get your movie going,
or put it on these digital platforms where you can go more adult. Come on, the devil.
Not for nothing. What were you actually expecting from that? I mean, literally, these were 2 filler episodes that they had shot.
But they
were meant to be.
They didn't make it clear that it was a filler episode.
On the supposed season 3 finale, she finds out he's the devil. 2 episodes, which supposedly take place some point after that, they don't address it at all. In fact, the second episode was like an alternate timeline. Basically, God, played by Neil Gaiman, changes it so they never met the way they originally met.
Oh, Neil Gaiman played God? Good
well, he did the voice. They didn't show him, but he did the voice.
Okay. You know what else what other sweet gig he has this year? He is Father Neptune in the Mermaid Day Parade.
Is that a Jersey thing?
I'm like, yeah, okay.
This is a New York thing, sir. The Mermaid Day Parade. It is the Coney Island festival. I believe it takes place on June the 6th, but I have to double check my calendar. And Neil Gaiman and his wife are being the king and queen, King Neptune and Neptune's bride, whoever the heck that was. But feminism. So we'll give her a name by that time. She'll be awesome. Are going to be the grand marshals of the parade, and that is usually, it's usually called the whoever will be king or queen Neptune. I'm sure they've had women be the grand marshal. This is Coney Island after all. It's real hipster. This is like the cool hipsters.
Eat some hot dogs.
This is like the cool hipsters that have they're way out of Williamsburg. This is like Coney Island is like, we got a roller coaster. That is the hipsterest thing you can have. But rents are still cheap, so you can actually have artist hipsters, instead of just, Trustafarian hipsters.
At Charlie.
Trustafarian, one of my favorite words, came from It's Like which was Larry David's show after Seinfeld, which starred the bald guy that Charlotte eventually married and they used the term that he was a Trustafarian who went bald from stress over never having to work for his money.
Help! Oh man,
I do my deep dives.
I know
it's
Charlie.
Like, it was a good show.
I know Charlie and I are watching Cloak and Dagger. Lilith, are you going to watch Cloak and Dagger? At least give the first episode a try, so we can do it like a.
I'm done with Freeform, but fine, I will do it. I will do it. I think
just the first
one of the team channels up here, or come on. Case I have to find it. It's a real pain trying to find anything from Freeform up here. I'm just saying. Wait, no. Yeah, it is actually no.
I don't think you had any problem finding stuff. Me matey.
I told you up here, it's very precarious to be a pirate in Canada. Okay.
Fire cannon at them.
I will be honest with you, King, for its strict content laws. They are. They're like, honestly, they're a country that will stop comic books at the border. I think they just want to read them, but they will stop them, and every so often they have to pull stuff just because.
What is this, a boot copyright infringement?
Hopefully nobody at the border sees this, but I go to Walmart on Saturdays. Like I've been back. So
Lord.
No, but and for everyone who talks about the internet being free, it's actually still run over public phone lines and actually mostly public phone lines. So it's like, there are ways to restrict content by a state if they so desire, which is how most states restrict content. It's only when you have a hyper-connected country like America and New York City where you can do this. But honestly, in rural America, there's a lot of the internet that they probably can't even see because there's like one line, and if someone wants to like turn off the faucet, it actually is like a series of tubes. You want to turn off that faucet, you actually can.
Oh, that's the max.
All a series of tubes.
Anyway.
Yeah, that broke up a bit.
That's why there's nothing to talk about. It's the summer.
I know, but we got comics.
Yes, I actually read some this week. Hey, you know what's actually the new Challengers?
Is that
the one my comic book shop guy said, "Oh, this was the worst book I ever read." I enjoyed it. Yeah. He got a guy melting at one point, and that was a little weird. That was like a little, oh, well, that guy didn't need to melt like that. But apparently the challengers... So apparently the challengers are all people who are dead, and they're in this like quantum afterlife where they get to save the world when they leave Challenger Mountain for a period. This may be completely off the button of whatever the original challengers were. I don't know. I never read those books. But as a guy who has no idea what he's reading, it was fun. Apparently the world is flat, and I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it because it's fun. But this is what I like the best about it. Okay, there's a little talking triangular black robot here. Do you see that? Who does that look like to you? He got stepped on by Batman recently.
Oh, Skeets.
Yeah, they got a Skeet. And they don't explain why they got a Skeets or why he is a black Skeets. But I'm utterly fascinated by the inclusion of the black Skeets in the new challengers. I got this. I'll turn around. Oh, there it is. There's the cover. New challengers, number 1. I'm going to pick up number 2.
Cool.
What the heck? You know, I enjoyed it. Also read Exiles with Peggy Carter. That was good. I really enjoyed the Exiles. That was a lot of fun. Man, she is sad.
God.
She is angry. Yeah, Khan. No, man, it's a hard knocks life if you're Khan. You know, I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, she has been through some stuff. And then the ending of that issue 3. Oh, it gets dark. We get the implication there's going to be something next time because there's another book after that, but it's like, oh my goodness. And there's this whole thing with time eaters and a bunch of watchers that tried to kill Nick Fury, and then we get this weird little thing in there with Nick Fury, young hot David Hasselhoff Nick Fury running through. He says, oh, so this is you then, and this is, you know, which is like weird because we just saw you, Nick Fury, as the freaking whatever you are with the chain in the role that they gave to freaking Hugo Weaving in Avengers 3 Electric Boogaloo.
Hugo Weaving wasn't in Avengers 3.
I know, but it was Red Skull, so I'm going to say it was Hugo Weaving.
Ross Marquand from Walking Dead.
I'm sorry, he's a TV actor. We don't say his name in association with movies.
Yeah.
I'm being awful.
You elitist.
Yes. Russ Marquand played a fantastic Red Skull in that. And this is a character that he's playing there. Okay. Can we not have so much life in my background? Thank you. It's okay, buddy. It's a house full of people.
Just tell his son to play dead.
Well, you know, they're all supposed to be asleep, but, you know, I have to turn on the lights so I have good lighting, you know. Yes, I know. He's got his little Koopalings. Iggy the Koopaling, yes. He's very happy. We got to find Lemmy. Lemmy's been misplaced somewhere, and it's a national crisis. So right, we're working on finding Lemmy.
Should we jump into Amazing Spider-Man 800?
Sure, why not? They killed Flash Thompson. Spoilers.
Just really just going to leave with the... Okay.
Dan Slott, you dirty Slott.
I'm mad about that. Although obviously they're going to bring, you know, here's what I'm mad about it, but I'm also mad that they're going to now bring him back as the new Nuke. They are already done. It's been done. They're doing it. He's the new Nuke. He's next going to be Codename Nuke. I guarantee you next summer there will be a comic book called Codename Nuke, and it's good. Who is Codename Nuke? And it's going to be Flash Thompson. All roboted up.
Who wants that? Who needs that? I mean, can a character stay dead for like 5 years?
Thompson back.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It's gonna be a whole thing where he doesn't know who he is and he has to rediscover himself, and that's gonna be interesting. And when they reveal that it is Flash Thompson, it's gonna be a tragically beautiful story. So I mean, it's not like it's gonna be a Bendis. It'll be a great story when they write it.
Not Nuke.
I'm picturing
Flash Bomb.
The only Nuke I like is Duke Nukem. Okay.
Anyway, Nuke Rockney All-American.
Lilith, did you read this? Got symbiote, had symbiotes. Spider-Man was in the black suit again for a while.
Yeah.
It was like too much pandering to me.
I don't know.
You like that?
Wow, we got to push. There's a new Venom #1 coming soon too. So
I know, and now Venom's free, so Venom's not with anybody.
I don't know, but it's like what? So did Spider-Man give him back the symbiote, or is he gonna have to hunt it down?
No, of course he's gonna hunt it down. Come on, they're hunting like Wolverine in 8 different books.
Okay, I know Eddie Brock helped him, but you're gonna give him back the symbiote?
Oh, Brock got the symbiote at the end of that. Okay,
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What happened to the symbiote? Because
Peter
Parker wasn't winning at the end.
Yeah, no, he let the symbiote go free.
Yeah.
He was like, go, Lassie, go be free. I'm not, you know, even though I know how dangerous you are if you fall into the wrong hands.
I mean, if nothing,
Peter Parker's a menace.
If nothing else,
come on.
If nothing else, it's going to go running back to Brock.
Oh, and can I just say, what is with the Batman 3 Electric Boogaloo? Or was it Batman? No, that was that Batman and Robin? Which one had Riddler and Two-Face? No, that was Batman.
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever. The whole, I know who I am. I'm the biggest screw up. I'm Norman Oz. Yeah, I know who you are, Spider-Man. You're Norman Oz. It's the Riddler all over again. It's
the new, it's the modern version of, he got amnesia. He forgot who Peter Parker was. Norman amnesia.
What? There's so much wasted potential in that Norman Osborn story because it was actually interesting for 5 minutes when he said, "I'm cured, I'm sane." Now you're going to see how dangerous I actually
Then he dipped himself in the Carnage symbiote, so that.
Well, yeah, honestly, it's just honestly like
that was a gimmick.
What it is it's World War Hulks all over again. Like I said for Dan Slott, it's
you get a symbiote. You get a symbiote.
Well, it's just this idea of not really understanding. It's bish and bang over story and character that is interesting.
It's like Lil said. It's like fan service. It's like, hey, chocolate, peanut butter. Let's combine our villains.
Well, no, and so let me give you. So with World War Hulk, here was the things that were like so stupid. Everyone else becomes a big dumb Hulk. Amadeus Cho becomes super smarter because smart was more intrinsic to who he was than it was to say Peter Parker.
Well,
or Captain America, who is literally the smartest man possible.
Unless it's just random, whatever ability you get from gamma radiation is just random. I mean, look at the leader. He didn't get super strength.
It's just stupid is what it is. It's just poorly written nonsense.
Convenient plot point is convenient, Charlie.
I think I've heard that.
Sometimes you gotta let it go.
Yeah, that old Canadian problem.
Stupid plot point is stupid because it wasn't convenient. Because that's the thing. It's like superpowers.
It was convenient to
randomizing quality. They should have a randomizing quality. If you turn Captain America into a Hulk, he should be a completely different Hulk than whatever a Bruce Banner Hulk was.
It's like cosmic rays.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, and again, this is something that it's canon at this point, that your superpowers are a reflection of deeply held psychological issues. This is just what it is, with the exception of Spider-Man, who actually has a mystical quality because it's his totem spider, which is why I did enjoy the Zub bit, because that's the only thing I got to read of the Spider-Man comic was the Doctor Strange comic of Spider-Man talking to the spider.
Yeah,
and that was fun because it's like, the spider, like, how are you in any way a spider? But of course, what it is a talismanic understanding of what a spider is. So Spider-Man's powers are by their nature talismanic.
Oh yeah, you need to read the J. Michael Straczynski stuff. They got into that whole totem stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the one guy was even telling him, because the whole thing with that was Ezekiel was telling him, he's like, did the radiation give you your powers, or was the spider trying to give you your powers and the radiation just killed it, right before it gave you those powers?
Yeah, but no, it was the radiation gave him.
And then he's like, the whole totem thing. He's like, why do you think like most of your rogues are like based on animals? Dr. Octopus, the Rhino, Vulture.
Yeah. Yes, the Scorpion.
Yes,
who has his own arachnoid powers.
Tarantula.
I don't know if he has any spider powers. I think he just calls himself the Tarantula because he's
but he's cool. Even saying even the guys who fight you, even if they don't have animal powers, they get the idea and stuck in their head they being like half animal.
I mean Ezekiel, he has a lot of crazy ideas. He locked some poor girl in a bunker for like 18 years.
Silk.
Yeah, no, not for nothing. It's like, really, dude, you are messed in the head. You're like the guy from The Room, but with no sex, which makes it somehow even creepier.
Somehow if there was sex involved, I could understand, but
well, honestly, yes, because there is a clear power dynamic to that story that you can like, okay, it's creepy, it's horrible, but it's all within reason. You lock up a girl and just leave her there and send her food and videos. It's like, what are you doing? How is this at all a good idea? It's not. But yeah, so sacrifices himself for Aunt May. It's like, dude, kiss already. Okay, and don't tell me Aunt May doesn't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Yeah, I know.
Because now everyone knows. Everyone knows. We all know. Let's move on.
I know. So, but did you like the Otto stuff?
The Otto stuff was cool. He's Otto and he's the superior Spider-Man. I love the whole thing with Ms. Marconi. It's like, wait, I didn't tell you my name.
We tried to play cool. He's like, Mrs. Marconi? She's like, no.
It was cool. It was very nice, and I'm glad that Otto's still out there as Elliot now. How he's gonna get his doctorate, God only. It's one of those things. Like, if he could have just faked a doctorate, why didn't he just fake one for Peter Parker? Like, no, I gotta go to school now. I gotta go through these rigmaroles. Well, now he's someone new. He's got a new identity. He's got a new face. I don't even know why he picked the name Elliot. I wonder, is it a Pete's Dragon reference or is it an E.T. reference?
Aw, he's phoning home.
Or he just wants a magic dragon to take care of him.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, well, this is true. I have to see the new Pete's Dragon. It's on Netflix or one of my services. Is it a musical?
I didn't even know they were there. I don't have kids. So
The new Pete's Dragon came out a couple years ago. It's it's not set in like the late 1800s. It's not in Passamaquoddy. Well, it might be in Passamaquoddy, Maine. Recently found out that Passamaquoddy, that's actually the name of a Native American tribes. I just thought it was a nonsense word they made up, but the Passamaquoddy were a real tribe, and so good for that. And I believe it takes place in Maine, but I don't know if it's a musical. Honestly, if they don't sing "We've Got a Bill of Sale" right here, I don't know what the point of watching this movie is.
Help!
Oh, okay. I know it can get Charlie even more excited. Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they're supposed to be getting a new season. So yeah.
Isn't it this Sunday?
I'm sorry, what?
Isn't it this Sunday?
Oh, is it this Sunday? I don't know. I didn't know when Cloak and Dagger was coming in. I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited about Rick and Morty coming. But you know what? My problem with Rick and Morty right now is that I have so much fan theory. They're gonna diss.
I think that's your problem. You get better ideas than these writers, and you get yourself all hyped up, and you're like, no. You know
what I'm gonna tell you is that, like, with Marvel movies, I have my fan theories, and they come up with something better, and I say, you know what? That was better. I think Disney gets better writers than me. What I want to know is why DC isn't hiring me to write their stuff, because I'm definitely better than those guys. I'm just saying, and I'm unemployed now, so I am available. I don't even got to give 2 weeks notice.
No.
Yeah, I got let go again.
I know. Don't talk about that, because you start cussing when you do that.
Oh, I'm gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss. Did I cuss when I was talking to Maz? I don't think so. I actually didn't. I think that was before the show actually started. If we did that. Speaking
of Maz Manzoor, join me and Charlie Saturday morning for Super Connectivity, because Maz is joining us. Correct?
Yes, he is. We're going to talk solo.
Yes, he saw it, right?
Yes, he did. Of course he did. Yeah. Although, man, that was my first disappointment with the Movie Pass.
Solo.
No, I was going to go see it again, and they said, "No, you already saw this, dude."
Oh, you can only see one.
Told you. I told you that.
Well, but I guess. Well, I don't know if that's just like the first week.
Oh, maybe maybe only once a week.
Because they say a movie every day. It's like, dude, okay, I want to see the same movie every day. Don't tell me what movie to see. Just give me the dang ticket.
I pay my money.
I didn't pay any money yet, but things like that.
Well, monthly.
Those are things that'll make me not renew next month. Well, no, because it's like if I'm going to see a movie 2 or 3 times to review it, then you know what, dude, this ceases to be a profitable exercise. I mean, now that I have a little free time, I'm going to go see Black Panther again. I'm going to go see I'm going to see that movie with Reed Richards in it. What's it called? With the Quiet Aliens.
A
Quiet Place. I'm going to go see that one.
He's not Reed Richards yet.
He'll never be Reed Richards.
He's going to be Reed Richards. He is. As soon as, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if NBC Universal gets him or Disney gets him. He's Reed Richards already.
Don't make him Reed Richards. He'll just keep turning and looking at the camera.
No, I don't really like John Krasinski. I don't like anything about the U.S. office. I just don't. Sorry.
That's at Little Hellfire, people.
You can't blame the actor for the role.
Fight me, office nerds.
Which is what what's his name? Charlie, the guy Charlie from Daredevil, not Charlie Day, Charlie something else. He was saying, he actually really liked Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
I do too.
And yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing. It's like, don't blame the actor for the role. As an actor, he was fine as Daredevil. He was a fantastic Daredevil.
What'd you say?
The rest of the movie,
fantastic. He was okay.
Well, he really didn't have a lot script wise to work with.
It was doable.
Well, I mean,
It was the early 2000s. It was fine.
He played a blind man who could secretly see with sound very well. That's what it comes down to. And I enjoyed it. You know, I mean,
he was honestly the best thing about that movie.
Michael Clark Duncan was a fantastic Kingpin.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I will say he was. I mean, it was definitely a different take on Kingpin than we're used to, but that's cool. You know, obviously the difference is that, you know, Michael Clark Duncan was a guy who came up from the streets who made himself legit.
Yeah.
Rather than a guy who was legit who expanded his fingers into the illegitimate.
He could act, and plus he had the physicality. Like, you could really believe he could beat the crap out of Ben Affleck.
Well, he used to be a bodyguard.
Yeah,
for a couple of famous people. Yeah, so yeah, he's got that physicality.
It's the Mr. T story without the mohawk. It's the Mr. T story because that's how Mr. T started. He was a bodyguard.
Better acting.
And he was a bodyguard for several actors, and they said, "Well, you're a big guy. You can play this big guy character." Hey,
well, you know, Mr. T does great in comedy. I like.
You know what? He was great as Clubber Lang. He was great as Clubber Lang. I actually think the man has dramatic chops. I think just people don't give him dramatic chops because he did. You know, A-Team was kind of his transition from drama to comedy. And after A-Team, they was well, he just does. You know, Mr. T he just does comedy.
You're telling me A-Team isn't comedy? I mean, they have machine guns. Well, they can't hit anything.
That's a comedy. It's when they get hit.
They should have been freaking stormtroopers. The aim they had.
Yeah. Well, no. They used suppression fire because they don't need murder raps on their already existing warrants.
For the crimes they didn't commit.
For the crime they didn't commit, but it's still a warrant, okay?
I know.
And so they do actually have a reason to not use.
Okay, but the bad guys can't hit either?
Yeah, they're not the Punishers. They're not the Punisher. They're there.
Yeah, the bad guys can't hit anything.
Well, the bad guys can't hit anything because they're not professional soldiers.
They're low-level henchmen that didn't get to go to the ring.
You know, I'll always say that, you know, the castle guards are because they're the guys that have either aged out of actually going to war or some kind of, you know, luxury placement because you're the nephew of the queen's sister. And so you get to be the castle guard there. Because by the time anyone's attacking the castle, I mean, it's already lost anyway. So you don't have your best guards guarding the castle. And so the guys, these henchmen, you know, they were penny ante guys. They weren't guys they were calling in from the front lines, actually doing the hard criminal work that needs to be done. These were just some schmucks that the A-Team ran circles around because they were better at it.
All right, enough A-Team. Back to comics. Lilith, did you read this after I told you should?
I did.
Batman Prelude to the Wedding Part 1, Robin versus Ra's al Ghul.
I hated it. I'm sorry.
You hated it? It's Tim Seeley.
I know. I was shocked. I didn't see a need for it, so I was kind of bitter going into it anyway.
You didn't get any feels at the end when Damian and Catwoman were having their heart to heart.
No.
She was like,
"Is it just
me?" The secret. Bitch, I am. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was basically she's telling Damien, well, he's like, I don't need a mother, and she's like, I won't be your mother. She's like, but this house is full of bunch of goody two shoes. She's like, you and I are the same. You watch my back, I watch yours.
Well, she is his mother figure because she wears a tight bodysuit with the zipper down too low. So you know what? Same difference.
Yeah. No, my only thing is, is it just me or do they lean way too heavily on Ra's al Ghul as a Batman villain?
Last couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I get it. It's a great idea, but, and granted, Dr. Doom is everywhere in the Marvel Universe, but let's be honest, it's like it took him a while to get there. He was an exclusive Fantastic Four villain for a while, and only sometimes. He wasn't the constant bane of the Fantastic.
I mean, in the 90s, how often did we see Ra's al Ghul, Lilith? Like 2 times in like 10 years we saw the Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, everybody was on that Bane thing back then. Though,
true. Yeah.
It goes in the, it's a cycle.
Yeah, they write the Joker to death, and then it's like either Ra's al Ghul or Bane. They run one of them out, and they switch the other one.
I'm surprised. I think Azrael should be showing up any day now at this point.
Well, he's going to be Azrael's going to be in that Justice League book, that one that takes place in space. I don't know why he's going with them.
Oh, there you go.
I think DC sometimes gets villain fatigue.
It does.
Where they just think they think this is the villain, and we're just going to put this villain in everything. It's sort of like the reverse Wolverine effect. Where Wolverine's popular, put him in everything.
Well, yeah. I mean,
or in the 80s, Spider-Man's popular, put him in everything.
Look at Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn got so popular, and then they started putting her in every other book.
And now she has her own animated show.
But to give Harley, but to give Harley her credit, she became Venomized, which is that she became a hero.
Yeah,
she became a hero. She became a protagonist in the book rather than a villain.
DC wanted her for their Deadpool.
They tried to heroize Venom way before Deadpool.
Yeah, but
Deadpool was always created to be kind of a fun-loving character.
Yeah, but I mean, they want her. I mean, they want there to crack jokes and break the fourth wall every so often, like Deadpool. So
Yeah. All the check marks.
Fair enough.
Marvel and DC, you want to get some crossovers going again. Let's get a Deadpool and Harley one shot.
Although what I'll tell you is that shows again that major difference between Marvel and DC. Marvel, it's about heroes. DC, it's about villains. That DC builds its name off of the popularity of its villains.
Well, they wanted to be dark for so long. I mean, why,
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, they want to. Well, you know what? Because they have what I guess it is they have a better backbench of dark characters. They have a better dark universe than they do a light universe.
Well, because once New 52 started, they wanted to make everyone like Batman dark, and you can't do that, especially That's why Superman suffered for so long.
Yeah, well, Superman, not for nothing. Superman's been suffering for a very long time. Superman is the Fantastic Four of the DC universe, I think, where it's like there's this feeling of an obligation towards it, even though sometimes his stories become less powerful in the context of the universe in which they live. But you do have that obligation to it. It's like, how can we have a DC universe without Superman? In the same way that people would say, how can you have a Marvel universe without the Fantastic Four? Well, Marvel decided, you know what? Let's get rid of the Fantastic Four. Let's actually break our mold.
Ooh, nice segue. Did you read Marvel 2-in-1 number 6?
Loved it. You know what I loved best about it?
Doom Galactus? What?
No, Lifebringer Frost.
Oh, Emma Frost, yeah.
Because they brought two aspects of that. First off was the fact that Norrin Radd freaking yells at Dr. Doom, say you're a hero, stop being a villain. And which I loved, yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, you aren't a psychic. You don't have mental powers like this. You may be, I'm the smartest man in the universe. It's like, first off, really, dude, you're not an elder of the universe. You're a 40-year-old guy from Earth. Let's be honest here. He's a 40-year-old guy from Earth. He's got he's smart as a whip, sure, but he's not freaking ancient knowledge. And he doesn't have any natural superpowers. Mm-hmm. And Emma Frost does. And he wants to say, only I can fight Doom. It's like, dude, no, this is not your battle. And then he does relent, which is the great moment there, is he's being Doom and says, no, I want to stop this. Which is, of course, why Iron Man is all the more... Well, okay, so here's the problem with Iron Man. Not that they mess up his face, that they Deadpool his face. But there seems that there's almost an implication in that he's going to go back to being Dr. Doom. I think there is a more redemptive arc, which is that now he got his scars for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
he got a scar. He earned these scars as a hero. This wasn't a selfish action.
Yeah, I think that's the problem people have with the Bendis thing is like, he did all the, they did all this character development on Doom, and it just seems like, in one issue he's like, oh, I'm done. Okay, I'm just gonna set everything back to where it was.
Well, yeah,
kind of ignoring all that character development.
He set his face back to where it was. He didn't necessarily set Doom back.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's arguable that Doom is now, because again, he got his scars.
Yeah, but I mean, he again. He ran back to that castle and like rebuilt it. So it's like,
can I ask a real question here? Did they establish who was in Parker Robbins? Did they like call out a name for that character?
I don't think. I think it was just some demon, but I don't know if they ever said the name.
See, because what would be interesting is if that was actually Doom's mom. Because they make a point in that about how evil Doom's mom is. And I think if I'm reading between Bendis' lines, and we'll never know because he's gone now, I think he was trying to say with the text of the Stark AI that basically Doom's mom was evil. That Doom's mom was not a nice person. And when we see what we see, that is Doom's mom trying to take herself back, take back over the world, and more than happy to kill her son to do it.
I mean,
it reminds.
I mean, all our current comics, it's like, you know, all the villains have a reason why they're bad, and you know, it's Doom, it's his mother.
Well, you know, I mean, there's lots of reasons. I actually like I said, I think his grandmother told the lie that he was actually a Von Doom when he wasn't. That, like I said, it makes perfect sense that you can't be a Von Doom from Latveria and not be royalty. That is a royal name. And so obviously his grandmother said, no, that was the Baron who knocked me up, and letting him think that he's the rightful bloodline to the rulership of Latveria.
All right, let's move along. Lilith's falling asleep. Lilith, X-Men.
Oh, we're still talking Marvel. Okay, fine.
Well, half the time I say, did you read DC? And you're like, yeah.
I read DC this week. I mean, I did read that book too. It's okay.
Okay. I mean, it's
bored.
Hey, what's going on? You can jump in. You're put out a conversation.
Vampironica was out, and it was good.
What was out?
There.
Vampironica.
Oh, Vampironica. Oh, I hope they pulled that for me. Did Domino come out this week?
Was it last week or this week?
Well,
it was last week, right?
2 was already out. I know you got Charlie. You got that. Now I don't think 3's out.
Yeah, I got 2.
Yeah, 3's not out yet.
I thought Lockjaw's out. I don't know if it's 3 or 4, but Lockjaw came out this week. I was like, oh, Lockjaw came out. You know, this is how I know that my boss is, and because if I'm online, I would have known that Lockjaw came out. I would have read the previews at work like I did when I was a goof.
Okay, Lilith, did you read Green Arrow Annual?
Thank you. Finally. Okay, so I like the story, but now I'm having issues. I'm having flashbacks to like the better days of Arrow TV show. And it's just kind of like, I just don't, you know how I feel about chocolate and peanut butter. It just needs to be separated. Like,
dare you?
Yeah. I'm a little OCD. I don't enjoy that. Like,
how dare you insult my favorite candy?
Yeah, I don't like Reese's Cups. It drives me insane.
Peanut butter's so big. Come on.
It's a legume. I can't have it anyway, so.
I
like that.
So you did like the annual then?
Yeah, legumes bad for you.
Can I just say, I really think these paleo people are really picking and choosing from the hunter-gatherer lifestyle.
Well, it has to do with also being clean and how it interacts in your body with the phytic acid and stuff like that too. So it's not just like being picky. It's like so everything works together and you absorb your minerals and your vitamins.
I'm just saying, I think the term paleo is just a marketing ploy. I don't think they've really done research in what the paleo diet was.
Works for
I'm
me.
not saying it's I'm not saying it's not a good diet. I'm just saying I think that I think their terminology is imprecise.
Imprecise, but close enough.
Okay, well,
Amanda Waller? That was my favorite part.
Amanda Waller was in something? What was Amanda Waller in? Oh, Green Arrow?
Well, Green Arrow, because it was kind of tied into Justice League No Justice, which had its last issue this week.
Thank
Justice
God.
League 1 comes out next week. Yeah. So you like the annual, though?
Yeah, the annual was great, but I was just like, are they telling the story of the TV show or not? Like, literally, the description is pretty much what the season 1 synopsis was. So I'm just like,
yeah. But,
okay.
All right, I have a question from this annual and the Justice League issue. What's in that box?
Yeah, Mama.
What's in the box?
basically, the Justice League's reforming, Charlie. Martian Manhunter gives Green Arrow this box and says, this box can destroy the Justice League. You know, if we ever get too out of hand, use this box. But they never say what's in the box.
It is the soul of Freddy Fazbear.
Thank you. I'll be here all week, everyone.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Go check out the Toxin Gamer 13 site. It'll all make sense.
What a good dad plugging his son's YouTube channel.
No, so what's in the box?
Ahead?
No, probably just all of Batman's old files.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Here's how you destroy the Justice
League. That would be so lazy. They're like, oh, because you're basically Batman, so here you go.
Here's the biggest question about Batman's files. Does he have a file on how to take down Batman?
That's why he created the Justice League in case he goes rogue. That's the answer, actually, that he gave them.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Well, yeah. Well, exactly. That's the answer he gave them. It's like,
you have to do your own research.
Group,
I'm sure.
Of which all of the documents that I have is how I will defeat you. So clearly, if I ever go rogue, you can certainly all defeat me.
I'm sure Nightwing has a way to take down Batman.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think that.
Hopefully he took his the yellow lantern ring that he has stashed away in that Batman somewhere.
Oh, Nightwing was a Yellow Lantern for a while there?
No. Batman has a yellow lantern ring in case he needs to dispatch someone. Yeah.
He has everything. Kryptonite.
Anyway, I thought that was the best DC book for sure.
Okay.
But did you see what wedding special? Did you see what wedding issue's coming up next week, Lilith? What Prelude issue?
Don't care.
It's Bruce Wayne's bachelor party in Nightwing vs. Hush #1.
Really?
Although it's not going to be a good bachelor party. It's Superman and Nightwing throwing him a bachelor party, so there's not going to be any strippers.
They should at least call it Oliver. Come on now.
Exactly.
Well, not for nothing. What does Batman really want to do for his bachelor party? I mean, honestly, when you're a superhero, what is your bachelor party? It's like, because like the whole idea is, these are the things we can't do once we're married. He's marrying Catwoman. Is there anything really he won't be able to do? I mean,
what's Charlie saying?
I'm saying that
Catwoman's easy.
No, I'm saying that if he brings home Harley Quinn, Catwoman's going to say, "Oh, okay." Does Ivy know? It's all cool. Just saying, she's a Gotham City siren. She has been around the block. She's not a person. She's going to work within whatever the structure of the story requires. And and Batman's Batman. He lives a bachelor party every night. His life is a fight club.
I know this because Bruce Wayne knows this.
Ugh, I can't believe they're doing it. I'm so mad. At least it's over in July.
The wedding?
Well, honestly, DC could use a married couple.
We already have Lois Clark, the gold standard.
As long as Bendis doesn't mess that up.
Yeah, Bendis is going to mess that up.
I'm Bendis if he messes it up. Trust me.
They're going to be divorced by next year. No, Bendis.
No.
Mark my words. The Bendis will have Superman and Lois Lane divorce.
Read Man of Steel #1.
And then he's going to run around with Lana Lang for a week.
They haven't said how yet, but Bendis already has Lois and John missing. So
so then she's just going to go. Oh, so she's
going to be stuck in the Phantom Zone or something.
Story where they're gone, and then he's going to start who's that mermaid lady? He's going to bring back the mermaid lady.
Lori
and
Lerma.
Lerma, yeah, and he's going to, and Superman.
No.
Man of Steel
#1. Bendis already introduced some female fire chief.
And the lady at work. Because come on.
But do their names start with an L? Do their names start with an L?
No, the one with MM.
Double M. One is double M. What's the other lady's name?
I forgot.
Okay, I'm just going to say
character. She's going to be around in a year.
Kryptonian. What, you think I'm going to be dead in a year?
No, I said it's they're Bendis. These women are Bendis characters, they're going to be around in a year.
Well, I don't know. Just
yeah, but it's not like someone highlighting their own book. It's just
he loves his original characters. That's why Jessica Jones.
That's what I said too.
That's why Jessica Jones got to be the mom of the Avengers, because hard drinking Jessica Jones. We did that for a while, but now she's so it's always my headcanon that it is that double L sound that gets a Kryptonian's heart a running. And so I don't ever see Superman with someone who doesn't have that double L sound.
That's why I ship him and Lex. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? I think it's kind of one way. I think Superman kind of wants to be with Lex Luthor, but I don't think Lex feels the same way. I think that might be as much of a problem as anything.
That's why they had to throw him on her. I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm rewatching this in a whole new.
Okay, you two are writing fanfic. Are we done?
It's done before it starts.
She said. Anyway, so any final thoughts, or shall we adjourn to our separate quarters?
Yes, let's
adjourn.
All right. So if you would like to discuss comics, TV shows, like we said, tune in Saturday morning on YouTube. Super Connectivity, me, Charlie, Moz Manzor. We're gonna review Solo. So
and other stuff.
That's right.
A week late.
So if you want to, we could have did it the week of. Someone else would have seen it. But if you want to send your thoughts to us on Solo, email capesandlunatics@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/capesandlunatics. at Capes Lunatics on Twitter, and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. And Charlie Esser, where can people get a hold of you?
Well, you can always write to me the old-fashioned email way, the way our Moz and Paws once said, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And don't mock me, Phil.
I'm not. I'm helping.
I have a system. This is repetition. It gets it stuck in your brain.
You and Gene Paul Valley.
And, of course, you can always follow me on the Twitters when I tweet things, when things are on TV that I want to watch. At Charlie Esser. Oh, Cloak and Dagger, yes! Thursday at 8. Watch it with me. We're going to try and live tweet it. It'll be fun. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEssel. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. For what? For quality.
All right, Little Hellfire, can you put on a song and dance that good?
Hell no. You know me. I say big words. I show up, I say big words, and I look pretty. If you nerds want to have a fight or live tweet the season finale of Supergirl, June 18th, at Little Hellfire. If you're looking for some Smallville content or just Superman content with some swearing and maybe smoothies in between, at Save Me Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram and Pinterest. It's late. But I just show up and look pretty and spout big words, and then I'm done. Yeah.
That spoke me. But yeah, and if you...
Oh, now I want to know, does someone have Pinterest.com or Pinstagram.com? Like, does someone own that? Because that's seems like $1 million idea.
I try to get it, if anyone gets it's probably porn, but
Oh, everything's porn. Really.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Everything's porn. Everything's porn. It's just maybe not porn for you.
We got into this last week, I know. But we discussed Brad Michael Bendis and Man of Steel. Check out our me, Lilith, and Tyler reviewed and compared Bendis's Man of Steel and John Byrne's Man of Steel. Just went up today, so check it out. Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks. What?
What does it mean about it?
We took it easy, but we got 5 more weeks. Got 5 more weeks to get through.
Did you just do the first issues, or did you do?
Yeah, we did the first issues because only the Bendis #1 was out, so we did 1 and 1.
So you didn't get to Happy Birthday?
No, we're gonna do 1 and 1, 2 and 2 for 6 weeks. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3.
Oh, okay. So mark my words. The best part of issue 2 of Byrne's Man of Steel is Happy Birthday, because it's a Looney Tunes reference, not Happy Birthday. He just totally cribbed that.
It's very late. But for another week,
26.
All right, for another week, we have been the Capes,
Ampersand,
the Lunatics. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see, it's not late for me. I don't have to get up in the morning. So
I don't have to get up as early.
Yeah, so yay!
Yay, unemployment.
I'm gonna have y'all read between the lines on that one. Then
I tell you, the fast-paced, fun world of hoboism. That's the growth industry of America.
Charlie doesn't have to go to work. You can find him living at the movies.
Yeah, well, apparently, except not solo. They say no. No solo for you, sir. No solo for you.
No solo for you.